What do you feel like is keeping you stuck there?
I'm not really sure. Like I know I can do this. I don't have a problem teaching. That's what I love to do. I do it already, but I don't know if it's worth or
Do you feel like you have something valuable to offer?
ex I do. I know I have value. I know I do. I just don't know how to overcome these. I don't know if it's a block. There's just so much emotion. Like,
So let me ask you a question. So let's say when you're 80, and let's say you're at your house, your kid's house, or whatever the case may be, and you're done. At that point, you're kind of just you're done with your dreams are done, and like there's kind of no time to do them. What I tell people to do is sometimes think of yourself kind of in a rocking chair. And at the end of the day, do you feel like you're gonna have, based on what you're doing now, do you feel like you're gonna have any regrets if you don't do something
yes,
differently?
absolutely.
So that has to
Absolutely.
be the motivator, because sometimes the best motivation is trying to minimize regret, right? Because I find that so
Right.
many successful people, they don't necessarily strive for success. A lot of the time, they're running away from the fear of failure, that's where I'm saying fear is not going to be defeated, but the way you leverage it is saying, okay, the fear is there, it's never going away. So let me say, well, I'm afraid of failure, and failure is never trying. Failure isn't making a
Right.
webinar, making a video that doesn't get any views. Hey, right now I have a lot of people in this webinar. I've done webinars with 5 people that showed up. I didn't say, oh, I'm a failure, my business is dead. I said, let me learn from that, right? Like
Right.
that's, people think of failure as trying something and it not working immediately. But again, you want to focus on how can I look back in 20, 30 years and minimize regret? Because I'm not saying everybody's going to be myself or Christy, or maybe you don't want to be, but you want to give yourself a fair shot. So I think the decision you have to make is more so saying, let me stop thinking about myself and like the success you want and everything. Think about the people that could benefit from what you have to offer. And I know you have a lot to offer people. So think of them. Think of Christy and how she had so much fear, so much self doubt. She was so stuck, but she was in the same position and said, you know what? I want to help people. So I feel led to do that. I feel like God's pushing me to do that. So my focus is going to be, yes, on them, making an impact on them, but also number two, at the end of the day, I don't want to look back and regret what could have been. And sometimes that's a better motivator than trying to, again, push for success. Because if you try to minimize regrets, that's going to kind of pull you to just start doing and taking action, that's why we're spending the first hour on this, because the actual business, marketing, and sales stuff, I'm not going to say it's easy, but if you truly believe and commit in that it's going to work, that's more than 75% of the battle. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, true growth is personal and it's done in quiet, right? So
Mm-hmm. So
that's
what do you
the
feel like you're going
hardest
to
part.
change?
Well, you kind of have to. You have to release the old version of who you think you are.
I'm asking you though, so like what's going to change moving forward?
Taking action. That is the secret, is to just do it.
Yes, but I also want you to think about take action over a long period of time consistently, because that's how you build the confidence. Because trust me, I used to be so scared of public speaking or talking to people. I was a shy kid, but I've gained confidence not by thinking I'm just going to be confident, right? I said, you know what? Let me do probably 1,000 videos and webinars and stuff. And I better be good. I better be decent. So I think,
Yeah.
yes, take action, but get outside of yourself and focus on the people. They're suffering in silence and they want your information. They might need what you have to offer, but right now they don't know how to find you.
Focus on the people.
Yes, because everybody has something inside of them by God that says, I want to help someone, or I've done this, I've made mistakes. So now I want to help other people, not make the same mistakes. So again, he does that for a reason. So focus on who you're going to help and focus on, you know what, like they need this information. So again, I need to give it to them and everything else doesn't matter. And again, you don't want to look back in 30 years and wonder,
No.
what could have been. So again, I want you to, yes, take action, but also focus on not just Patricia, focus on who do I want to help? What are their needs? How do I solve them? And once you start helping people and seeing results with them, then you're going to be like, how can I stop? Like they're benefiting from what I have to tell them. So now I need to help more people. That's why Christy Van, she's doing this conference in 2 weeks, which I'll be there, and she's making like $0 from it, by the way. maybe even like losing a few thousand. But she's like, Alex, I don't care. It's to help the people. She's like, I don't care. I'm losing money doing this. But that helps you then do and make more money. Does that make sense?
Yes.
No, and I
That's the
appreciate you
giving back
jumping on.
part.
Exactly. But lead with giving back. And you might feel like I don't have anything to give, Alex, but you do. Your knowledge, your experience, the value, that's what everybody here on this call has to add value for. Like that's giving back by saying, you know what, I'm going to put myself out of my comfort zone. I'm going to take a risk financially with my time, with everything. And I'm going to push and I'm going to do this because I need to help people. That's giving back.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
But like I said, I do want you to feel though you have value to offer. And again, it's not just that it's not about you, but think about you again, 30 years from now, you just want to minimize regrets at the end of the day because you can always look back and think, you know what? I got 50,000 subscribers. I didn't maybe get a million, but hey, I gave it my all. Nobody regrets giving it their all. People regret not putting their foot on the pedal. They regret, driving like they're in a school, speed zone, 15 miles an hour. Those are the people that have regrets.
Yes.
So focus on that and then your ideal client and of course we'll make it happen. But thank you for jumping on. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Absolutely.